are in charge of your spending. No one else should spend your money but you. In this video, I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do with my stimulus check if it ever comes. I know we're closer than ever, but sheesh, this sure is taking a long time. Now I realize that not everyone is in the same position that I'm in, so I'm going to give you 3 scenarios and then you can pick the one that's closest to you and decide what you're going to do from there. Your mindset changes everything. The most important thing to remember is that you have to be wise with your money. I'd say look out for number 1 first. Just like the analogy of the airplane, you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can turn to help others, because that way you make sure that you're safe and you stay awake and you stay alert so that you can help others if they go unconscious. Now, if you apply that same analogy to your financial situation, it's better for you to make sure that your financial house is in order and to make sure that you're financially self-reliant first before you can really truly help others in their financial situation. If you're the kind of person that wants to learn how to manage, protect, and grow your money, then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel where we're going to learn the mindsets and the skill sets of the wealthy so that we can all grow our assets. This video is sponsored by my desire for you to hit the like and subscribe button. So go ahead and take a few moments and do that now. Okay, the first scenario is people who desperately need the stimulus check. If you don't have enough money coming in to cover your expenses, you're going to really want to be wise with this money. Use this money to give you a boost and to keep you afloat. Use it to help you get a better job or to get a job in the first place, or find some other way to increase your income. Whatever you do, don't buy anything that you don't need. Make sure that you use this money to pay your bills and keep yourself afloat. As a priority, you're going to want to make sure that you have shelter and food paid for and taken care of, especially if you have children. The second scenario is for people who could really use the stimulus check but don't necessarily need the money. They're not really in a desperate situation. So I would prioritize using this money in the following ways. First, make sure that you have an emergency fund set up. If your emergency fund is full, and I'll be explaining more about how to properly set up an emergency fund in a later video, then make sure you use this money to buy things that you genuinely need. Things that you are actually going to buy anyways in the next 90 days. Make sure you prioritize your needs versus your wants. Next, I recommend that you use this money to pay off any consumer debts that you have, like credit cards or payday loans or anything basically that's keeping you in debt other than installment debt. Now, if your consumer debt is paid off and you have a car loan that's less than the amount of money that you're getting from your stimulus check, or maybe it's the same amount of money that you're getting from your stimulus check, I might recommend paying the car off, and that way you'll free up a bunch of cash flow and you can use that cash flow to be able to use towards other things. Lastly, you might consider investing this money in a business or a side hustle, or use it to start up a stock or dividend portfolio. Whatever you do, don't buy stuff you don't need, especially if it's not extra money. And I define extra money is money that's left over after your savings accounts are full, after your emergency fund is full, after your consumer debts are paid off, and your installment debts are being managed, and you're on track for your retirement. In fact, until those things are done, there's no such thing as extra money for you. Okay, the third scenario is people who don't need the money, but it will help them to get to their goals faster. I mean, I'm always willing to take free money, especially if they're giving it out. In this scenario, this money should be used up to fill up your emergency fund, finalize any of those savings accounts you have, any balances that you need to finalize, and then pay off any of those last consumer debts. If you have a car loan that's less than or equal to the amount of money that you're getting from the stimulus check, I would consider paying off that car loan. That way you free up some of that cash flow to be able to use towards other things. Again, I'd recommend using this money to invest in a side business or a side hustle, or opening up a portfolio of dividend paying stocks so that you can start to earn a passive dividend income. And lastly, if this money truly is extra money, you might be able to give to others in need. All right, now I'd like to share with you a few things not to do with your stimulus check. Don't buy stuff you don't need. The day will come when you realize that you would rather have the money than have the stuff. Unless your savings and emergency funds are full, you've paid off all of your consumer debt, and you've been saving up for something, and this money would give you that last bit that you need to be able to buy it, I would highly recommend staying away from buying new things. We can't predict the future, so it's better to be prepared for tomorrow. I promise it's better to have the cash on hand than to have a bunch of stuff. So if you're getting value out of this video so far, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, please share this video with somebody who is going to get a stimulus check and may not have the financial habits that we're talking about in this video. They might be struggling with what to do with their stimulus check. They might not make wise choices with their money. But if you share this video with them, maybe they'll have a chance to use that money for more wise purposes and get themselves back in a better position and stop the cycle of doing the wrong thing with their money every time they get it. Before I share with you what I'm going to do with my stimulus check, tell me in the comments below what you'd like to do with your stimulus check. What have you thought about? What are some things that you're planning to do with the stimulus check that you're going to get? if we ever get it. Okay, so here's what I plan to do with my stimulus check. First, let's calculate what I'm supposed to get. So we get $1,200 per adult and we get $500 per eligible child. Now I have my wife and I, which means that we'll get 1,200 times 2, so 2,400. And then I have actually got 5 children. Now this round of stimulus checks, they're saying that even college-age kids will qualify for the $500. In the first round, they said that anybody that was 17 or under was all that qualified. So last stimulus check, I only got credit for 3 of my kids. This stimulus check, I might get credit for 5 of those kids. So just in case, I would calculate the amount I'm going to get for 3 kids if they go with the same route that they did the first check, with 17 or under being the limit. Then I would get 500 times 3, or an additional $1,500. If they allow all of my children to be eligible, then I will have 5 children at $500, or an additional $2,500. That means with the $2,400 I'm getting for my wife and I might have anywhere between $3,900 and $4,900. That's quite a bit of money. Now I personally have no consumer debt, and my emergency fund is pretty full. Although honestly, emergency funds could always have a little bit more money. My wife does have a student loan, but the amount of money that I'm getting for the stimulus check isn't enough to pay that off. However, it is enough to completely pay off my last car loan. And so I'll be able to have all of my cars completely paid for, free and clear, if I get the amount that I'm hoping in this stimulus check. Now, one of the main reasons why I choose to pay off my car versus using this money for investments or other things is because I want to be able to have that monthly cash flow come back to me. My current car payment is $300 a month. And if I can completely pay that car off, I can now use that $300 a month for other things. Now, honestly, since Congress has taken so dang long to get this stimulus check approved, I may already have my car paid off by then. I do actually pay extra to my car, so it's legitimate that I could have it paid off by then. And if that's the case, what I'll likely do is use that money to pay off a couple of zero-interest medical bills that I have. My wife and daughter had surgeries this last year, and we do have a little bit left over to pay for that. What I'd also like to do, if I have any money left over after paying off those medical bills, is put money back into my business, or to put money into my Webull account and continue to grow my dividend income portfolio. Speaking of Webull, there's a link in the description below that if you use that and you fund an account with $100, you can actually get 2 free stocks valued anywhere from $800 to $1,600. Free stock is amazing. I highly recommend it. In fact, free is my favorite 4-letter F word. Also, in this video, we've talked a lot about cash flow and increasing our cash flow and using this stimulus check to pay off debts or to pay off other things that will give us more cash flow into our lives and to give us more positive cash flow. I have a free 30-day challenge that's designed to help you increase your cash flow and create a positive cash flow in your life. Click the link in the description below and sign up to take that 30-day free challenge and see how much positive cash flow you can get in the next 30 days. I hope this video gives you some ideas as to things that you can do to use your stimulus check more wisely. The best thing to remember is that you are in charge of your spending. No one else should spend your money but you. When you receive money, you stay in control of that money. Whether it's from a paycheck or it's from a stimulus check, when that money comes in, you make sure you stay in control of it and use it for the things that you need. Take care of your needs first, and then once those are taken care of, let's look to fulfill our wants. Remember, it's important to live within our means and then grow our means. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel up here. And if you have a 401k, you're going to want to watch this video here, where I share some things that you can do to make sure that your 401k doesn't turn into a 201k after the election. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Before you help others, you have to put the